Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today I'm with my great niece. Her name is Ashtin, and she is going to be telling you all about her craft project.
Okay, so I had an old Lilly Pulitzer planner, and there are some fun patterns in it, and I've decided that I tore them out, and I'm going to glue them and put them all around the border of this mirror so I can take it with me to college or have it in my bedroom. So I started off by putting masking tape along the edges to cover up the ridges. That way when it's picked up or anything, the paper won't break. And then I also put painter's tape along the mirror so when I Mod Podge it, it does not get on the mirror. Okay, so now I'm going to put masking tape over it so it protects the ridges, and you want to make sure that it is sealed down properly and it doesn't have any bumps or ridges in it. That looks good. And now the entire border of the mirror is covered in masking tape. And now I'm going to be taking painter's tape and placing it along the mirror so it will protect against the Mod Podge and hot glue. And now we are going to take the Lilly Pulitzer patterns, and I'm going to be cutting them out and hot gluing them all along the border of the mirror. Okay, so now I have all the patterns lined up the way that I want them, and I have them so they aren't clashing with all the others, and I'm going to take the papers and measure them and then score them along the scoring board. That way I have the perfect crease so that when I go to hot glue it on the border of the mirror, it will be perfect and it'll just be the exact measurements. Okay, so I just realized that when we go to hot glue the patterns onto the mirror, and it's not going to work as well with the tape, because when we pull up the tape, it will also pull up the pattern. So what we are going to do is rip up the tape now, so don't add tape, I guess, now, and we're just going to, I guess, peel off the hot glue gun if there is any left over.
And if there's any Mod Podge on it, we'll just scrape it off with a paint scraper.
Yeah. I finished scoring it, and now I have glued a couple of them on to show you, and I'm going to glue this last one of the patterns on. And what I'm going to start by doing is with the one fold that I scored, I'm going to hot glue along the edge close into the crease as I can, but if it's not perfect, we can always go in with an X-Acto knife and cut it out. I need more glue. Okay. And so now that that's in the crease, I'm going to fold the paper down into it, making sure that I am also very close to the other pattern so there's not a gap. And I'm taking this thing from the score just to help push it in a little more. And then we can always clean up the glue when we're done. And now that part's done, so now I have to glue along the masking tape. And I just do a line because that's what works the best. And now I'm going to fold that down. And this is where I like to take a ruler and press it down. That way it gets all the bumps out. And then you hold up the mirror a little more, and you're going to fold down this last little piece. I need to scoop this up a little. So I glued along this. Now I'm going to fold it down, and again with the ruler, just flattening it out. I find that it works really well. And then for this back flap, you can either hot glue it all down or tape it down. I'm just hot gluing it down for now so it's stable, and then when I'm done with all the patterns, I will go back and just tape down the extra flap. And then again with the ruler. This part doesn't have to be perfect because no one's going to see it, but okay, so now I'm gluing the last piece of paper on. And if I can Okay. And I had to cut a little piece because when I fold it over the corner, it has to bend. Okay, and I'm going to glue alongside the border. And then I take a ruler just to flatten it. Oh, the glue's not coming out. Okay, fold that over. And then now I'm just going to cut this piece off. The rest is okay. I just need to get it hidden. And there we go. Okay, so now I've finally finished gluing all of the patterns on, and now all that I have to do is trim along the edge where there's glue or uneven patterns, and then put down some painter's tape and something to protect the mirror, and then I will Mod Podge spray them.
So we ran out of time to Mod Podge Ashtin's mirror before we left Washington D.C., but you've seen the mirror exactly as it is finished. It looks the same Mod Podged. I hope you enjoyed her video. She put a lot of energy and time into all the math that it took to make all of those bends to make it so that her papers were exactly right, and it came out really, really lovely. I hope you enjoyed it, and we have one more video of our niece Erica and Shrinky Dinks. I hope you'll stay tuned for that one. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Please tell your friends about me on social media. I really, really appreciate it, and thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.